welcome to BTG, Bridging the Gap Strategizing for Student Success. My name is Marissa. I am the founder. Our senior contributing writer is on with us today. He's on video via audio, and that's Coach Ray. And then we have Dr. P, our associate editor-in-chief. We are so excited to be with you tonight. Our focus is on Mother's Day is this Sunday, and we're so excited to celebrate our moms and so excited to speak and inspire our moms as it pertains to empowering our young people, our children. And so I just want to say happy Mother's Day from the top of the show. And we're going to dive in and talk about moms and how they influence and all the great things that moms represent in the family. And last week, Dr. P and I were together as well as Levon were together, and we were talking about that. And I believe, what were we talking about last week, Dr. P? You remember?
We were actually talking about the fact of how a mother actually can just go in and, in a way, just change everything. That's your first inspiration. This is the person that's going to know you better than anyone else in this world because she carried you. And we also talked about those that were in the village and how we can't make it without not only just our mothers, but that whole mother love that we have, the aunties, the grandmothers, the women in our villages.
Yeah. The women in the neighborhood, right? Because we went into talking about how if you did something that wasn't correct, how there was another mom in the neighborhood that would deal with you in that freedom, and how important that is to have diversity. So what we're going to do, since Coach Ray wasn't with us last week, we're going to give him an opportunity to speak from his heart on motherhood. So, Coach Ray, you ready to do that?
Of course.
Talk to us.
I mean, if we're talking about motherhood, we're talking about one of the greatest things that God sent here. And a mother is, you only get one. People always say that all the time, you only get one. And to be able to experience what it's like to be raised by a great mother, which we have to understand, from my generations, most of the moms did the best that they could.
Right.
With what they knew. They didn't have all the information. They didn't know all the information. They did what they could. They did a little bit better than what they were raised. And you got to give credit to those moms who raised us, because they were coming off a generation who endured a lot.
Yeah.
They were coming off a generation who went through a lot, suffered a lot, witnessed a lot. And to be able to be a mother in those times after those traumas and things that they dealt with, I think speaks volumes. And if we look at the look of motherhood now, like, there are not a lot of people who want to be mothers. Like, everybody's in this mindset of for self.
Yeah.
So a great mother is something that money can't buy, and it's an experience that I wish every young person that could have nowadays. And I'm talking about the young people in this current generation. Having a great mother is just something that you just being able to have is just an awesome feeling. A nurturer, a person who can hug you and tighten you up in the same breath.
Right.
A person that's gonna fight for you and hold you accountable with the same spirit.
Right.
That's a mother. A mother who's gonna sacrifice what they want to make sure you have what you need.
Yeah.
That's the joy of motherhood. That's what God sent mothers here to be. And a lot of them don't get their flowers. They don't get their flowers until it's too late. And everybody want to talk about how they love their mom and, I miss my mom and stuff like that. But you could have gave them their flowers while they were here.
Right.
You might not have agreed with everything they said or did. You might not have agreed with every action and every statement, but you give them their flowers because they raised you. And again, I take back, like, all mothers aren't created equal.
Yes.
They're not. All mothers are not created equal. Some had a baby, some raised them. There's a difference.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that my mother raised 3 of us. Granted, my father was there too, but my mom, listen, That's my ride or die. That's my dog. Now we might bump heads from time to time, and have bumped heads in the past, but that's my ride or die. Like I can go around my mama house right now, and I know her. She gonna talk me down off the ledge. She gonna make sure my daughter's straight. She gonna make sure my son's straight. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Okay.
Would I trade some of the experiences? Of course, everybody thinks there's things that they could change,
Right.
but I don't want to change the person. I would never change the person because that person, her strength and watching her go through some of the things that she went through medically and still stand with her head up and her chest out all these years, I wouldn't change the person for anything. So
Right.
salute to every mother who hit the ground running with that first cry from their kid, and they hit the ground running and they didn't stop and they kept going and they're still going even though their kids are grown. Salute to y'all mothers and much love.
Awesome, 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 Coach Ray. You said a lot. You said a lot. You have moms. Moms are not, they are not all created equal. You have some moms that, something didn't happen right. Life happened, and sometimes they couldn't show up for their children. And so we just pray and we just cover them in prayer and say, hey, forgive yourself, and move forward as best you can. And so even with the kids that their moms were absent, it's like we just don't know. And I can say, and I believe that we got into this a little bit last week, was I'm thankful that I started my adult life off very early. At like 19, I started, and I got a chance to be a woman and have womanly responsibilities very, very early on, enough for me to have empathy for my mom, where there were some performance gaps, where she wasn't showing up the way that I needed her as her daughter and as a young person. I'm thankful for the opportunity to have experience being a mom, a wife, having job responsibilities and things like that. I'm thankful because what it did was it allowed me to experience what she was going through, and the self doubt that she may have had, the inadequacies that may have had, the frustrations that she experienced. I got to taste a little bit of that before my mom left the earth. And I'm thankful because it gave me a heart of forgiveness. It gave me an understanding heart. Sometimes we just have to understand that we don't have to know everything to fully comprehend it, but we have to be understanding that sometimes just based on the wiring, the framing of a person, they just can't show up. Something happens, trauma, drama in life, something happens. And so for those moms who feel a little down and you feel like you've not been enough for your children, I hopefully these words will free you. No one's perfect. um, Even though we look like we got it going on with our children and we've done the best, we still feel a little bit, like we didn't do it all right. You know what I'm saying? So, not just forgive yourself and move forward. And children who have moms that feel like they were absent, give them a little mercy and grace. And hopefully you can bond and you can bring yourself back together. You can both operate in a place of forgiveness, forgiving oneself as well as forgiving the mom or the child that did wrong. And let's have a time of reconciliation and refreshing. Because it's more important that the relationship be restored and see where you can go from here than for you to remain apart. And so get the healing. We always say go get therapy, get the help you need if you need the help. If you need the deep rooted help, go get the help you need. But mend those relationships, so that we can be healthy. And we think about this for the next generation, right? So we can heal. We're restoring not only our relationships, but the relationships of the next generation. And that's legacy. We want to make sure that that's happening. Now, I want to say, you said, Coach Ray, to give them their flowers while they're alive. And so I want this to be fun. I want it to be fun. I want us to really, really acknowledge moms and all they do, the self-sacrificing, the selflessness of giving themselves, and women for the most part, the last person that they take care of is themselves. And
Right.
so I did some homework to see what we could do to help our moms. And I'm going to see who's watching and who's paying attention. Now, if someone reaches out to me and messages me and tells me that my mom is the greatest. If you message me, you watch this show through the whole, well, you know what? I'm gonna wait till the end. If you watch this all the way to the end, I got a treat for you. I got a
There
treat,
you go.
but you're gonna
Exactly.
have to tell me. You're gonna have to give me at least three facts about the show that you remember, so I know that you watched it all the way to the end. So, one fact is I became a mom at the age of 19. My first daughter was at the age of 19. That's one fact. So I'm going to say another fact. Or no, Dr. P, you give a fact. Coach Ray, you give a fact. And if they can tell us all three facts by the end of the like, so and Coach Ray, I want you to give your fact at the end of the show.
Okay.
So that way
Okay.
you know that they watched it all the way through. And if you watch this all the way through, you can give your mom, if you're a mom and want the gift for yourself, you can do it. If you want to gift your mom it, you can have a 1 hour massage session at Massage Envy, my treat. One
Ain't nothing
hour
wrong with that.
at the Massage Envy, my treat. And then you
Can I
mess,
put my name in on it?
I
yeah,
say
yeah.
don't message
Listen, you
Marissa with
already
anything.
want to be in the show.
I
You
need, but
already
look,
want to be in
I'm
the
not even gonna lie. I need a massage. Like my doctor been telling me I need to relax. I'm like, I need one. You gonna find
Oh
me
my
somewhere to get mine.
goodness. Oh my goodness. It's too
Exactly.
funny.
Too funny.
So if you watch it all the way to the end, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get that massage. I promise you. I will set it up, make the appointment, and you choose the treatment. So you can choose because you can have a deep cleansing facial. You can have a aromatherapy massage. You can have a they're just different massages. Deep tissue massage. You can get the menu. I'll give you the menu, what you want, and we can make that happen for you. You have to watch the show all the way to the end because we want to bless our moms. And one of the things that they said about what we could do, I'm going to give you, I believe, is five or six of them. I'm going to bellow them off real quick, and then I'm going to charge you guys to say, what are y'all doing this weekend for your mamas? So here it is. Pamper is the number one. Support your mom by doing one of her hobbies. What does she like to do? It may be something you don't like to do, but when we love our people, we will eat humble pie and we will love them and do it. We'll do it cheerfully, right? God says, I don't want somebody just giving me just anything with an attitude. Who wants somebody to do something with them and they all mad and stuff? No, we want you to do this with them and have fun. Make yourself have fun because it's not about you, it's about your mom. You want to do an activity, a hobby that they like to do, and they've always asked you to do it with them, or you always see them doing it alone, and they should have somebody with them. So do that. Do a game night or movie night. My daughters, we do movie night. So we don't always do it consistently, but every so often we tap back in and say, "Oh, we got to do a movie night," and we do it virtually, like we started doing with the pandemic. Well, we do it virtually. We set the movie up, we set the time up, we press start at the same time. So we are watching it. We're either on a messenger, we do duo, we do something on a group chat where we can be on video. So game night or movie night, you could do that in person or virtually. Do a family activity. Now this one suggests hiking. So I like hiking, but I don't like bugs. And I don't like bugs in the sense that I don't like I don't like mosquitoes. I don't like them biting me. I'm not afraid of bugs. I know bugs. I just don't like being bitten because the itching and then you feel dirty and then the sweat and then so but hiking is one of the things that they say to do. You can go to the park, you can go to the beach together, you can do some kind of family activity. They talk about a staycation. Has anybody? I know what we used to do as a family when our kids were little. We would all go to Baltimore. We would go to the Baltimore Harbor. So that's a staycation for us because we just used to get in the car and say, okay, we going to book the hotel. We stay NBC Suites or one of the nice hotels that had breakfast included or whatever, and we would go to the Baltimore Harbor. Or we would go to the Washington D.C. and we would do the sites there, Spy Museum or whatever. We would do the 3D, like the 3D theater. We would do that, but that would be like a staycation for us. And then it says bake together. So cook a meal together. That's cool. So I think that that was it. One, two, three, four, five, six. It was six of them. And so any of these, do you guys have planned this weekend? What you got planned for Mother's Day?
So this will go to fact number 2.
All right
Going
now.
to get the massage. So that is actually part of the ritual, plant shopping. My mom and I do flowers
Oh,
every Mother's
nice.
Day. So we find a different place, or maybe sometimes the same place, but we find a flower place, a restaurant that everybody else doesn't know about,
Okay.
and then just to go look at something that we've never went to look at together before.
That's cool because most of the time you bring your mom a plant for Mother's Day, right? That so going plant shopping is cool. I like that. And then finding a restaurant nobody else goes to. Yeah, because that's the biggest thing for me. I don't like the busyness.
The
Uh,
Mother's Day is too crowded.
I'd
Exactly.
rather stay at home. I'd rather be I'd rather be home and in PJs, watching movies,
Yeah.
cooking, eating, sleeping. That's what I like to do. Coach Ray.
Um, you know what's crazy? My mom is not as like she don't like to do a lot of out stuff. You know, she'll tell you like I got everything. I
Hmm.
Okay.
don't, you know, she likes stuff to be like she'll like me to cook her dinner. Like she has like specific dinners that she likes that I cook. And you know, hey, listen, I'll go over there this Sunday, spend a couple hours with her watching Walker Texas Ranger. You know, that's how I'm gonna get out. You know,
Wow.
so I'll sit and watch it with her. You know, watch her favorite shows with her. I'll cook her favorite meal or whatever meal she tell me she wants, and that's what it is. And you know, my daughter, she'll unfortunately my daughter will be out of town with her mom this weekend. So normally I pick my daughter up and you know we over there together. But you know, I'm gonna hang out with mom for a couple hours, and I got to get home, and I gotta you know make sure my wife's good too. So
Right.
you know, so for her it's for my wife, who's the other excellent mom in my life. For her, she likes to journal. She likes to just she calls it watch trash TV. My
Okay.
wife, she likes to sit home and watch like the a random day and watch like the Real Housewives and stuff like that. Won't
Okay.
watch it any other day, but she like some days she'll just want to binge watch. All right, cool, we here watching
Right.
it. So it's I love the sacrifice part, and it's fun because you know they
Yeah.
enjoying them. They the element. Get her favorite meal, whatever restaurant she want to get a meal from, and we chilling at the house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it sounds like we're like I'm a homebody. So I love and decorating and things like that. My home has always looked very nice. And so for me it's just like I can have candles. Then that way when I'm tired, I don't have to drive nowhere. I ain't gotta go no, I'm already home. I can just relax. Especially when you're a person that goes a lot. When you go a lot, and you're out a lot, when you're in your home space, in that private space, the last thing that you want to do all the time is continue to go. I know for me, I like sitting down. I like it being quiet. And I don't even mind cook for me, honey. 'Cause you can cook for me all day. I love cooking, but I like to be I know how to be quiet and be treated well as well. And so that is so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Share a special moment that you've had with your mom.
Wow. You know what? Actually, I'll say during the pandemic, that first year, 2020, we all had to basically, whoever our group was, that's who we were dealing with. And I think that was just everybody's reality. So whoever was in your household or the immediate next household, that you had to make sure everything was okay. So just making our birthdays special in 2020, was really important. I actually just got the photo reminder because you had to figure out what to do. And I just saw we had matching outfits. We put the hats on, all those things on purpose because you needed to do that. So that's just a memory that I'm just really trying to go. The other birthdays were fine, but it was something about trying to make that year special. I will definitely cherish that on purpose because it was very intentional.
Right.
Hmm.
It was a stay at home birthday celebrations the whole entire year for everyone and everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Coach Ray?
yeah.
Ooh, I would say if I'm talking about a special memory,
Mm,
uh, ooh, if I could, I mean, I can't count. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to pick
Oh,
one when you know
yeah.
they've been intricate in when they've been intricate in everything. It's hard to pick one moment. But I'll say for me, it's it's when I got my when I first started coaching.
mm,
First started coaching ball. My mom was she was at everything. So some of the moments that I have of her is like her. I guess she would call herself correcting decisions that I made as a coach, and just and just those moments, just like being at the house and or seeing her in the crowd when I was coaching. Because her and my dad worked a lot when I was in school, so they didn't come to a lot of my school stuff because they worked a lot. But
He lost
yeah,
connection.
he may be
Um,
right. That's
yeah,
okay.
he'll if he comes back in, we'll just bring him back in. But just like he said, there's so many moments that you share. It's like, which one do you pick?
Yeah.
I know for me, one of the most memorable moments with me is before my mom passed, right before she was passing. And I tell you what, if she was alive today, I'd be dangerous. Because, like she was a huge help to me in
Mm,
regards to I remember when I was just transitioning with my business from doing crafts into doing weddings. I used to make the wedding books. You know how the wedding books used to have the lace and all that other good stuff. um, I learned how to make them. And so she wanted to give her sisters gifts. And so I taught her how to make the wedding album. But she did it with the African prints because back then it was like the 80s going into the like 90s,
yeah.
and the African prints were like in and stuff like that. So she was making a gazillion of these daggone like albums. Like for them, it was like more like family albums for them, and Christmas gifts. And so she was making a ton of these things, and then she was helping me make the Christmas wreaths and things like that. And it was just a nice time of bonding and having time to talk to her about how we could do more of this together, and just her being proud. Also, too, I had just moved into our first home, so she was there helping. Me and my ex husband were married for about 5 years. We were celebrating our fifth anniversary, and so it was just a really, really nice time to spend with her. And then so reflecting and looking back, and doing all that I'm doing today, it's just like, man, if I would have my mom here with me today, now, forget it. My whole everything that I would need would be in place because she is the master administrator, like organized, structured. And I always looked at my mom, she was my affirmation. Like,
Mm,
you know, when she said it, I was cool. I didn't have to ask anybody else's their opinion. Listen, my mother spoke, it was law. So I was like, I'm good to go. As long as my mom gave me that stamp of approval, I'm good.
everything.
I don't need nobody else's opinion. I don't need anybody else's anything. And that's what my mom did for me. And I just, I just cherish that time that I had with her, and it allows me not to be angry that I don't have her anymore. It allows me not to be upset because we got to share some amazing time together before she left this earth. Now, Coach Ray, you were talking about your mom helping you with your coaching, so I'm gonna let you finish that off.
Oh no, I was saying like I mean, no, she's always been an avid football fan since we were kids.
Okay,
But we used to get into it. We used to get into it because I'm like, Mom, it's not the same thing. Like you watching and then you trying to tell me what I'm doing wrong from the stand. Like it's not the same. I'm on the sideline working.
right,
So, but we would go, but it was fun because we were, in the beginning, it was like I took it personal and I'm fussing, but then I realized that's just her way of showing you, hey, I'm here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As much as I wanted to be like, Mom, you don't know what you're talking about, but I understood that that was her way of saying I'm here to support you because my dad had passed,
oh,
so she was there
yeah,
and she
Hmm.
made sure she was there. My dad was there. Before he when he started getting sick, my dad was there, but when he passed, my mom made it a point to be there.
yeah,
And even now, outside of the coaching thing, she'll correct my parenting or what she assumes is her correcting my parenting, and I'm like, I'm just not gonna do it exactly like you did it. Like there's a way I'm gonna do it. I'm using the lessons that you taught me. I'm just doing it my way.
right,
So those are the moments that I enjoy the most, is because like I'm older now, so just anytime we get to have a conversation about anything,
Yes.
those are the things we take for granted because a lot of people's parents aren't here.
right,
So like those moments where you just can chat it up and you can talk, and sometimes it might get on your nerves, sometimes it won't, but just take heed of that and just it's just the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Those little moments might seem like, but it's fun. It's fun in the end because you like, man, I just enjoy spending time with my mom.
That means so much when you think about we all talked about it. It's about making memories, whether they're memories from the past or even just the opportunity to still make more memories. That's so important. And one thing, Rita, you also keep speaking about when we're talking about motherhood, but we're seeing about who this woman was that raised us or these other women in our lives. So now that we've gotten this opportunity to see what this journey has been for a lot of them, whether it was mistakes or needing forgiveness or just showing this love or this ultimate sacrifice that a lot of most mothers will do, and this that instinct that some women have and some women don't, but even the grace, the
mhm,
mercy to be able to, even now women are, they're able to do a little bit more. Even so now the mothers that are now in their 60s, 70s, 80s, they see the world just in this different way now because the world is different for women. And I'm loving that I get to see my mom and aunts and grand people, everyone just become these women in a way that they want
mhm.
to be. It's not too late. It's never too
Oh
late.
no, it's never. That's why I said at the top of the show that anytime there's reconciliation, pursue reconciliation because reconciliation, when you're at odds with people, when you're in strife, it's not a good feeling, right?
Not
And
at all.
it's not that you can always be at peace with everybody, but when the opportunity for reconciliation comes and it's genuine, it's authentic, then pursue that because both parties will feel better.
Mm,
Both parties will feel better, and both parties will be able to move forward. Because in conflict, there's a remaining. You get stuck there because even in the back of your mind, you're like, "Oh, this is not right," so you don't feel good about it. You don't feel good when you're at odds with people. So if you can be, then pursue that reconciliation, pursue moving forward in a positive direction. And I wanted to say that because sometimes we feel so convicted that we don't go and try to reconcile. We don't go and try to make peace. We keep our distance. Where you never know. You just never know if both parties are saying, "Hey, I wish we could, come back together," but they're staying separate. Someone has to be big enough to make the first move to that place of reconciliation. And nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and so and just like you said, I love and I try as best I could with even my children was to allow other women to speak into their lives. so that they don't just hear their mama preaching at them all the time, right? So you need to hear it from someone else. And because my mom passed when my kids were five, 4 and 9
Mhm.
years old, so they were very small when my mom passed away. So that wisdom that I wish that my mom would have been able to talk to them as they got older, it wasn't there from her. And so I had to, with my friends and, seasoned friends and things like that, just make sure that they had access to another woman
Right.
who would speak life into them and give them
Right.
wisdom. And that's not easy to find. That's not easy to find. And Coach Ray, you talk about this when we talk in general about parents and influence, is that um, some people are just so focused on themselves that they don't realize the importance or the opportunity to speak into the life of a young person. So it's not easy to find. Always easy to find women who are grounded and nurturers
Mhm.
to love on the kids. And that's something that we have to kind of address too. We have to get to that place that we can really really get healed so that our young people can be healed. Coach Ray, you have to give a
Hmm.
fact. If we want people to get this free massage,
Right.
right, they got to get 3 facts. So Dr. P gave her fact, and then Dr. P, say your fact again.
Flower shopping is my Mother's Day ritual with my mother.
All right.
Period.
Okay, Dr. P. I mean, Doctor. I'm sorry,
Coach.
Coach Ray.
Yeah, it'll be doctor one day. I'm working on it. Uh, I would say the fact would be, again, my mother's favorite show to watch, Walker Texas Ranger.
Oh, that's my aunt's favorite show too. At least it was years ago. She used to love watching it. All right, so that's your fact. Listen, we want to say to you guys, Happy Mother's Day. Like we said at the top of the show, if you remember the 3 facts, but you got to watch the entire show to get it. You can either, if you're a mother, you can either take the prize for yourself, but it's a free 1 hour um, session at Massage Envy, wherever you're located. So it does not matter where you live as long as there's a Massage Envy in your state or your town or your area. You will be able to get this massage for free. But you'll have to tell me the 3 facts that have been mentioned throughout the show. You have to give me those 3 facts. And you got to know that you really, really watched the show. And you just message me on Messenger and you say, "Hey, Marissa, I know the 3 facts because I watched the entire show." We're going to give that to you as a Mother's Day gift from the Own It magazine and the BTG magazine family. We're going to bless you with a massage at Massage Envy, no cost to you at all. And so, closing thoughts. What do you want to say to our mamas out there? Dr. P, you're up.
Just how much we love who you are. Um, Being a mother is the most important job you can ever have. And we know it's not a job, it's just, in a way, who you become. And as we're even talking about this, especially younger people that are watching this, we hope that you get, especially if you're having some bumpy times, if you're a teenager or young person, you're having some bumpy times with your mother and or father, but just know you're going to cherish, give them a chance, give them that opportunity to love on you, to do what they need to do to figure out how to be your mother and to be a better mother. Give them that grace and mercy, as you said, Marissa, and be forgiving, be loving, and know that as you get older, that's going to be your opportunity to also bless someone else as a mother and or just being that woman or just that person that we all need to have in this world. So happy Mother's Day to all. Enjoy this weekend. All of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Coach Ray?
Being a mom is a chosen thing. Like God chose you to be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
There's no entitlement to being a mother. You are chosen by God to be a mother because your job is to help the next generation be nurtured and be loving and be caring. So the mothers out there who have taken their job seriously and who have done everything the right way, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard because nobody's perfect, but we just appreciate you all. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the care. We appreciate the sacrifice. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, yes. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. Make sure you do some self care. Make sure you pamper yourself. You may not be able to do that this particular weekend or on Mother's Day. Maybe something's going on. But commit this month at some point
Yeah.
to take a considerable amount of time for yourself. Figure out how to block that time, steal it away, and just do you, boo. Do you so that you can come back refreshed, re-energized, and then go back and give to your family, and to whatever it is that you are looking to accomplish, whether it's work or you're working your own business or you're volunteering, you're giving some kind of way. But make sure you block out, when I say considerable amount of time, is because an hour or two, that's not enough. You need to figure out how to get a day or a weekend away from your family, away from everything, and just reconnect with you and refresh. Because when we take the time as moms to do that, our kids won't stress us out so much. Look at your community. Maybe at first glance, you don't have that kind of support. You're a single mom maybe, and you don't have, or you're married, or you have a partner, but they don't get it. They can't help you. Look beyond them. Try to look around to see where you can get support, where it's going to be safe for your kids if you need someone to watch them, where it's going to be safe for you. Start reaching out and branching out. It does take a village. And sometimes we get burnt out as moms because we're not properly taking care of ourselves. And we don't want to do that either. We don't want to take out what we're going through on our babies. We want to make sure that we do our best to get that rest, and get that time away. So that, do a bubble bath. I love bubble baths, man. If I can do a bubble bath and a glass of wine and relax, put your laptop somewhere nearby, watch a movie, fall asleep in the tub, whatever it is, just find a way to relax and enjoy. And that's why I want to give away the 1 hour massage envies, because I know what that means, and I became a member. Now, I'm not the United States, so I can't I can't utilize it. But I keep the membership for this very reason, to start giving it out. So if you've been watching the show tonight, and you better keep watching, because you never know when I'm going to bless somebody and say, "Hey, go use my membership this month. Go use my go get a massage," and that can go for men and women. So go get a massage. And I'll probably do that again for next month for Father's Day. So go get a massage and relax and enjoy yourself. Get refreshed. Take time for you. Take time out for you. Love you so very much. You guys take care. Be blessed. We are out. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you. We'll see you next week. And we'll still be on motherhood. We'll be on motherhood all month long.
Yeah, we got a couple more weeks